I guarantee you, the black culture is the ones that's influencing them. Why you trying to cancel stuff? That's what I'm saying. Everybody wanna act like this ain't no real issues. Oh nah, it ain't really going on. Ain't no way in the world you can say that. When phones lets all of that stuff in your house. It's one thing to say, oh, I watch what my children watch on TV. Yeah, they can't be just watching anything in front of me. That's old school perspective though. Most kids don't even watch TV no more. Most kids just want their phones and that's it. Most kids just want their phones and that's it. And how many of those kids that have phones do you think get their phones confiscated from their parents, by their parents at the end of the night? Or during the day when they go to school? That's when they watching all this stuff. That's when they doing all this stuff. The kids that get their phone taken at the night, they watching the stuff in the daytime. So in all actuality, to be real with you, and I know most people think this is just too strict. To be real with you, kids shouldn't even have no phones. Because phones are not just for communication. It's not, okay, you want them to have a phone so you can call them. I get that. But there's different other ways. There's other ways. Back in the day, we didn't have no phones for our parents to call us. Let's think about it. Are you relying on technology like it's no other way you can pick up your child at the end of the day? Like there's no other way when you know to go pick up your child. You set a time. You know what we used to do in old school? If we went to the mall and our parents dropped us off, we set a time. And if you wasn't out there at that time, you listen, it was a problem. That's all you gotta do. If you're not here at 5:30, it's a problem. Bottom line. But you sitting up here talking about, oh, but there ain't no other way. Then what all the other generations were doing? That's all you gotta think about. What were all the other generations doing to pick their children up from school or from wherever else? What were they doing? They were setting times. Okay, you see what time it is. Boom. But you don't, but listen, but here's your problem. You want to be, you feel like you're making your kids suffer to not be part of the culture. That's a 7. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Well, all the other kids got it. That's what they're going to tell you. The first thing they're going to say out their mouth. All the other kids got phones. All the other kids be on the internet on their phones. Well, look, that's why they in the shape they're in now. You don't have the discipline to be real with yourself about this situation. Your children shouldn't even have no phone. Now, when they turn 18, they can get a phone. Now, that's raising righteous children. That's raising holy children. I'm just letting you know. That's the standard. We cannot compromise the standard because phones done came out. Phones today, I can't speak for 1991. Well, I can't speak for 1991. I can't speak for, well, I know about all what's going on with the phones because I'm coming from that generation. But let's just put it like this. Phones from this era are not for communication. Phones in the 90s and in the early 2000s were only for communication. Phones now, I even get a phone for internet. I don't get a phone to talk to people. I can count on one hand how many people I talk to. Phones are for internet. If parents haven't caught on to anything, phones are for internet. Okay? That's what it's for. So why your child needs to be on the internet for? When they got all these predators, all these people preying on them. Why do your children need to be on the internet? How are you making it make sense with God? You can't say God condoned it. God didn't tell you your phone. God did not tell you to give your child a phone. God did not tell you to give your child a cell phone. When all these other generations never relied on cell phones for children. When your child turns 18, that's when you give your child a phone. That's when you give your child a phone. This is the godly standard, guys. I know. Everybody cannot follow the righteous way. Because you can sit up and say, well, they have to have phones they have to have internet to do studies and stuff. Why they can't do the studies on a laptop? Why they can't do the studies on a home laptop that you got at the house? Well, they got to take it to the library. They have all of that. They have all of that at the library. They have it all there. What's your other excuse? Well, we just feel like it's just no. You trying to be too cool to everybody. You trying to be cool to your kids. You trying to be cool according to culture in your country, and God is not with it. This is real righteousness, not that Smokey Joe religion that you talk about. I call it Smokey Joe. You sit back and you smoke weed and you drink excessively. You sit back and you smoke Black and Milds excessively, and then you mix it with New Age spirituality. You mix it with Christianity and a little bit of Islam. We call that that's Smokey Joe religion. The guy that comes in the room and his whole jacket smells like a pack of Newports. We talking about that. He come in the room with a leather jacket on. The whole leather jacket smell like a pack of Newports. And he trying to tell you the way of God. That part. He trying to tell you the way of God. Now, we ain't talking about that. We talking about your children should not have access to personal phones. They shouldn't. There's no reason that they really have to have it. Well, they just like to be on it. Hey, well, that's tough. Life is tough. This is why we don't have any spiritual power in the community of America, because they're destroyed before they even start. Before they even start on their spiritual journey, these days they're given a phone. Boom. Now you see where I'm going with this? The phone starts the programming. The phone starts the perversion. The phone starts the filth. The phone starts all of it. And you don't even know any better. Oh man, I feel sorry for kids I feel sorry for parents that have given their children over to the grandparents. Because the grandparents are just going to buy whatever the kids want. You want a phone, baby? What you want for Christmas? You want a phone? Okay. Oh yeah, we'll take pictures. That's all the grandparents gonna say. We'll take all kind of pictures. And guess what? They never get around to making those pictures. By the way, you know what kids wind up doing? Sending naked pictures to other kids in school. I know you don't want to talk about that. Then erasing them out their phone. Think about it. Kids should not have access to phones. This is part of talking about the fall, the influence that the children that is over the children. This is part of it. Whether you like it or not. You think something goofy going on here, and it's not. You know what's goofy going on? You sitting up trying to raise righteous children, giving them a phone. That's goofy to me. That's goofy to me. According to holiness and real righteousness. I'm talking about real prophets of God, real righteous people. It's goofy to me you trying to raise righteous children, but handing them a phone so they can look like a superstar. So they can look like a little child celebrity. You want your child to ride around like a child celebrity, huh? you chaperoning them around, chauffeuring them around, taking them to McDonald's and everything. Act like you raising righteous children. You ain't raising no righteous children. As long as they got a phone, you are failing at raising your children as righteous. You can sit up and you listen. You can say you're a good parent, and you might be, but you're not a righteous parent. That's why I'm telling y'all the difference. There's 4 different forces in the world as far as humanity goes. You got good people and you got righteous people. You got evil people and you got bad people. Bad people are not necessarily evil. They might do crimes. They might do the wrong thing in life. They might get high all the time. They might drink all the time. They might just don't care how they treat people. They might not care how they treat their family. But evil people have focused intention on destroying human beings. Okay? Whether by different means, different types of means. These are evil people. Now, if you start wars with righteous people, then what you expect to happen? Then you call it evil. Nah, it's not. All wars are not evil, buddy. All wars are not evil. You can sit up here and lie to yourself, but sometimes evil can only be stopped through a battle. That's the only way. That's the only way, man. And you know, the only thing goofy, like I said, is people sitting up here trying to raise children, letting hip hop raise them, and letting phones raise them. You're goofy to me. You're the one that's corny. Because you're trying to mix righteousness with the culture. You're trying to mix a little hip hop in there, a little cell phone in there over here, and then trying to raise righteous kids, taking them to church. They don't work. It won't work. You just have to accept the fact that this new technology is a way it has been used by the satanic kingdom. It's raising your children just like TVs raised your children in the 80s and 90s. Just like it raised my generation. TV raised us, music raised us, cell phones is raising the new generation. They don't even watch TV anymore. Long as they got a phone, they don't watch TV. You know how I know they do that? Because I do it. I don't watch TV. Only reason I really watch TV, if I gotta be super bored, I gotta have nothing to do. To watch regular TV, when I got a cell phone, I can watch anything I want. And if I can't watch necessarily a movie, I'm not going to watch the movie. I'm not going to try to watch the movie by regular TV. That ain't going to make sense. It ain't going to happen. So there's really no use for TV anymore. No, only old people watch TV. People that's my age and under, early 40s and under do not watch TV unless they have nothing to do. Unless they are super bored and they just want to put something in the atmosphere. Other than that, we do not find it entertaining to watch TV. Everyone finds it entertaining to be on phones, including children. Oh, they like to watch TV. Little kids like to watch TV rather than be on the phone. While everybody else loves to watch, are entertained by their phones. But little kids, hey, they want to watch regular TV. Okay. Make it make sense, man. See, the only people corny is the people that think you're doing something, but you're not, or thinking you're something that you're not. Listen, man, you're not a righteous country with 44 states with child marriage. How are you ever going to be a cool person to me? How are you ever going to be cool to people like me? You sitting up here thinking you're a good country. You sitting your military thinking it's a good institution. Your military has the age of consent at 16 years old. That means when you join the military, you can sit up, you can have sex with anybody in the world as long as they're 16. they have an age of consent set for people who join the military. They have their own program going, in other words. So when you join the military, no other ages of consent in the world applies unless you go to a country where the age of consent is not 16, I would imagine. Because the age of consent is 16 for the military, all military members. They can have sex with 16-year-old girls and boys. But the only way that doesn't apply is if they go to a country where I would think the age of consent is above 16. Like 17 or 18, like it should be. But for all the other countries that have it at 16 and under, they can have sex with any of them. Being that they already have the age of consent in their programs in the military at 16 years old. Now, like we established, like my channel, like we established on this channel, that the age of consent should be at 18. Because anything under 18 is not an adult. So that means that anyone that's having sex with someone that's not an adult, that's the vagina of children. That's the penis of a child. Okay? Whether you like it or not, this is the facts, guys. I didn't make this up. Because you trying to say, oh, well, they a little bit older. Who cares? Children are children. There's two categories of people: adults and children. There's no hybrid age where a person is an adult and a child. There's no hybrid ages. And see, what your community has taught, the hybrid ages, and I'm gonna do a video on this. The hybrid age is I guess 16 and 17. Boom. That's a 7 hour. Well, you acting like they're adults. Boom. There are no hybrid ages of human beings. So you cannot sit up and preach to people about child molestation and all the stuff that the Catholics have done, but you acting like we got hybrid ages of human beings. Like well, that's an adult. How's an adult? How is it an adult? How is it an adult? Make it make sense to me. When you can go, when you can go when you can go into the military and you can have sex with a 16-year-old girl, but when you're in New York, if you do the same thing, you're getting arrested. Because the age of consent is at 17 here. You see how screwed up this all is? And I'm going to tell you something else. Other countries don't have this big fluctuation in what they believe is the age of consent or the proper age of consent. Your country, America, is the one that has the most fluctuation as far as the age of consent. You all fluctuate as far as the age of consent from state to state. You don't know, you have to ask. You can't assume, you have to know. You can't assume, oh, well, the age of consent in New York is 17, so I know when I go down to Georgia, it's going to be 17 too. No, bro. Nah, it varies from state to state. It varies from state to state. It's various different types, it's various ages of consent throughout the United States of America. And what I have concluded is each state has its own culture. You're not the United States of America. You all have your own cultures. New Yorkers have their culture. People in Georgia have their culture. People in California have their culture. Look at it for what it is. It's true. Beyond sexuality, you all have different cultures. And when it comes to sexuality, it applies there too. You all have different sexual cultures when it comes to children. And what I've seen, though, through it all, is that you think that there's a hybrid age of human being where, okay, it's a child, but it's an adult too. That part. Like it's a weed strain or something. Well, you got a little bit of adult right here. You got a little bit of child right there. It's kind of a blend. You know what I mean? You can taste the blend. Well, when you having sex with someone under 18, you ain't tasting no blend, buddy. That's fully child there. That's a full child. You ain't tasting no blend. See how my point is made? Do you see how my point is made? People smoke weed in this country. You get different hybrids. You got hybrid strains. You got a little bit of lemon kush in it, man. You got a little bit of strawberry OG. You got a little bit of lemon kush, a little bit of strawberry OG. Okay, you can do that with weed, right? You can't do that with a human being. You can't be talking about, well, it's a little bit of an adult right here. It's a little bit of adult, and you got a little bit of child right here. See how it's already messed up? Why would you want any child? Boom. Why would you want any child part of the bloom, a part of the blend? Boom. That's the 7th hour. Why would you want any child part of the blend when it comes to the person that you're choosing to have sex with? Why you think I'm being a nerd? Why you think I'm being super smart and just saying, aha, look what I got? That's how you paint me out to be, like I'm some smart guy that says, aha, look what I found. No, it ain't even that. It's the fact that your whole culture and community acting like y'all go so crazy over children. Well, I want to show you what's going on then. I want to show you what's really going on while you got out here going crazy. Like a monkey banging around in a cage. While you going crazy, you got 44 states with child marriage. That part. And that's for that reason. Why? Because you out here going crazy like you don't know no better. So I got to show you everything. I got to show you that Jamaica, even Jamaica has the age of consent at 16. Yeah, the African American community, you love Jamaica. That's one of your number one. If you had to choose the top 3 of number one destination vacational destination spots for the African American community, you would have to mention Jamaica. Hey, listen, man. That's why. See, everybody say they 100 to 100 people come in the room. Everybody say they keep it 100 until people that keep it 100 come in the room. Listen, you don't want to talk about this. This is a conversation you should have never started. This is a problem, an issue you should have never embarked on. And with your ignorance, obviously your ignorance, you thought you could play with the likes of people like me. And here you are realizing that your main vacational spot, Jamaica, has the age of consent at 16, which is child vagina, by the way. That's child penis, by the way. There's no hybrid human beings. You're either a child or you're an adult. I gotta do this part, this hybrid stuff, because you're acting like it's a hybrid human being. Listen, everyone says they're thorough, right? How are you thorough when you can't wait till a child turns 18? How are you thorough? I'm talking about street people. How are you thorough when you don't agree with me? You know what thorough means? Just all the way through and through. All the way. That's what thorough means for people who use it lightly. Yeah, I'm showing you what thorough is now. When I'm telling you you're slipping with 16 and 17 is the age of consent. That's not thorough. That is not thorough, man. That is not thorough, bro. You should have knew somebody was coming like me. I got the experience of being raised in the 80s and the 90s, and I got the smarts of the millenniums, the millennial generation, the millennial years, the beginning of the millennium. I have all that. I have those smarts. I'm raised in the 80s and 90s. You should have knew somebody was coming like me that you cannot play with. You cannot sit up and play with me. I'm going to be resourceful. I'm going to find information and I'm going to tell it like it is. Everybody talking about they thorough. You ain't thorough when you sitting up. New York got the state age of consent at 17. That's not thorough. You know what's thorough? You know what's thorough? Waiting until they become 18. That's what real men do. That's what we do. That's what real men do. We wait to a female got to be 18. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care how she look. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. And I don't care how she look. If she ain't 18, she's not even, I don't even see her with that eye. Now, some people, you'll say, I'll wait for you. You 16, 17 now. I'll wait for you when you turn 18. Well, this is how I feel about that. This is me. I feel like this is the right way. You shouldn't even be sizing up nobody that's not 18. Why are you sexually sizing up people that's not 18? Why are you sexually sizing up children talking about I'm gonna wait for you? You sexually, at the end of the day, you're sexually sizing up. How you know you even like it? How you even know why would you wait for something that you ain't checked out? So you obviously had to check it out. So that means to me, you sexually are sizing up children. That's for all you little guys that say, I'll wait till she turned 18. Guess what you just did? Guess what you just did? You just sexually sized that child up. Oh, I'm going to make a video on that too. Sexually sizing children up. When you look at children that's 14 talking about, I'm going to wait for you. I'll be here waiting. Man, you a pedophile today, though. You a pedophile today, bro. Why are you sizing up 14-year-old girls' bodies? Looking at her like she's 18 or trying to talk about you going to wait. So you looking at what's going on now. That's a 7. You looking at what's going on now like we don't know no difference. Like we too stupid to see that. Yeah. And you think that makes it right because you wait. Technically speaking, but you sized her up sexually before 18, which means you already consider her a sexual companion. But you did it at 14 because you couldn't do it at 18 because she's not there. So you looked at what she got today. You looked at what a child has today. And you can talk about, I'm thinking about where it's going to be. Well, but you're still looking at it today, though. And as you're looking at it today, you are sexually sizing up children. This explains why people be walking around looking at children. You sexually sizing them up. Yeah, she stay in this neighborhood. Sure, I'll wait about 2-3 more years. I'll wait about 2. I'll just be a nice guy for the next 2 or 3 years. That part. Oh, you don't think it happens just like that? You got these extra nice guys that's extra nice to these 14 to 15-year-old girls. Why do you think they doing that? Here's $50. Why are you giving her $50? You know why? Because you know why you're doing it? Because you already sexually sized her up. So now you waiting for her. So now she gonna remember you as this nice guy by the time she get 18. And then you're gonna take it to the next level, talking about, I always liked you. I always thought you was beautiful. And she gonna remember all that money you gave her, all that food you gave her, whatever. And she probably gonna succumb to whatever you talk about. Especially as she sees more of the need for money. Yeah, everybody, listen. This is the game that no one wanted to play. They shouldn't have played. You don't play no game when you know about no sexuality, when you know you got all these perverts out here. And I'm bringing it out. I'm bringing out what actually really is. As opposed to what you talking about, what, folk legend? Half truths and whole lies? While you talking about half truth and whole lies, I'm talking about full truth and facts. That part. With 44 states with child marriage, buddy, there ain't no half truth or whole lie to that. Because I don't care how it happens. I don't care what means it happens by. As long as a person has an option, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the option that a human being has right here in America, the option part. And we look at it as it should not be even an option. So then you're still liable because you made it an option. While you're splitting hairs how it happens. While you splitting hairs on how it happens. Well, it doesn't happen this way. It happens that way. Who cares what ways it happens? We're looking at the fact that you made it an option in 44 states. That's what we're looking at. You made it an option in 44 states while you playing around a black man. You know darn well you don't get no black man started on anything. You don't get us started on anything because we're going to become the best. You played with me and I became basically the best politician. You shouldn't have played with me. I showed you how your laws are. I showed you how your whole country and your whole world is. You got the Jamaicans got it at the age of 16. And guess what? Before 1988, the Jamaicans had it at 14. You think that's right? 14 is, let's scientifically talk about it. Let's scientifically talk about it. At 14, a human being is not even